What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tits here, and today I want to talk a little bit about that bitch of a resource, Forma. The resource that is brand new in Update 8 and is so hard to get, and we need so much of it for our dojos. So, I want to do a video here about talking a little bit about Forma, where to get it, how it works with the dojo, and best way to apply it to weapons and warframes. So jumping right in, basically you can get Forma from alerts, login rewards, and the voids. And if you get it from the voids, you need a key to get to the voids. You get keys from defense missions and alerts and login rewards. Also can get keys from bosses, maybe also I think raid rewards, but that's like super rare. It's not too bad. If you do enough defense missions, you will get your keys. We've gotten a good bit already. We've just been doing defense, and you can also have the best chance against Stalker to come that way, because you're always making progress, and also you're farming for resources. So with the dojo needing to be built and trying to get Forma, defense missions is the best thing to do right now, just over and over. So basically, there is no better defense to do than another one. Don't let someone tell you that. Just because someone got it 3 times on one defense mission means nothing. It's, that's just how it happened for him. Do any defense you want. Doesn't matter if you do level 5, 10, or wave 30. You have the same chance at all of them. Um, Basically, you'll get a key from your defense mission. It's already built and everything. You use that to go in a void, and then you can get a Forma blueprint as a reward at the end of the void. And when you get that blueprint, you have to make it. It takes 35k credits and a day to build the Forma. And the resources are pretty basic. You should have them to build your Forma. I'm not going to talk much about the dojo. You can see how much Forma you need to build all your stuff in the dojo. It's a decent bit, so you probably want to work on your dojo before doing your Warframe and weapons and stuff. Also, for 20 platinum, you can buy one Forma pre-made in the market, or 5 keys pre-made for $5, or 75 platinum. Um, One more tip, a lot of people don't know, you cannot get Forma from a level 1 Void mission. You can get everything else, like Latron, Frost Prime, yada yada, but only like level 2, 3, 4 you can get Forma. Okay, moving on. Forma with weapons. So, simply put, when you're level 30, with your weapon, you can put a Forma puzzle piece in, and then you drop back to level 1, and you have to rank up to level 30 again, but you do keep your catalyst, and also when you do this, you can add a polarity slot to your build, or change an existing polarity slot. You can also do this as many times as you want, but here's the thing. You could do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 times, but why would you do that? Because you're going to have all these extra points, but no room to put any more mods. Basically, you're only really going to want to polarize a weapon 1 to 2 times, depending on the weapon, depending on what polarity slots it already has. So, the best thing to do would be putting in, if you're going to polarize your weapon once by changing something or adding a polarity, which always it would be best just to add one, you're going to want to do a V polarity. If you're going to do it twice, you're still going to want to do a V. 2 V polarity slots you're going to want to add. If it already has one, then do 1 V, and then do a polarity for a mod that you use that costs the most to put in. Common sense, really. Why? Because you'll save 5 points here, you'll save 5 points. Well, if this was all the way up, which takes a while, but regardless, still costs more than everything when it's still 4 from the top. When it's all the way up, that's 14 points of cost. You put a V in, I now save 7 points. So you can use them 7 points for other things. Or you could put a whole new mod in, like Hellfire or whatnot, and have 7 points in that and get more damage. So, or, there's weapons where you really wanted all that damage, but you didn't have enough points left to put your reload on, or you needed to put reload on, but you had to drop Hellfire, whatever. That's where it really comes in handy. I could show it best on like a primary weapon here. On a primary weapon, you know, Serration all the way up costs 14. So basically, it'll cost 7. So you'll save 7 with your V or whatever you're at. With Split Chamber, it costs 16. So you'll save 8. So do Split Chamber first when it comes to your primary weapon. That's best. And the reason is, like, you always want Split Chamber on. You always want multi-shot and base damage or Serration Hornet Strike on all your weapons, regardless of the weapon. Whether it's a crit build or not, you always are going to have these two mods for the best build. Most damaging build. So basically you can't screw it up. Do 1V or 2Vs, depending on how many Formas you're going to use, and that's simply it. From doing that, you should have all your mod slots taken up by using 1 or 2. And that's pretty much all I can say. You should understand the rest from there. For your Warframe, Nyx is already pretty much decked out, but the best I'd say to do is Flow is 9, Rush is 11. The best is going to be probably Redirection. Whether you're a tank or not, whether you're running really high defense or not, I mean, you wanna have your shields up. I mean, they're the most important. That and like fast deflection, but Redirection costs more to go all the way up. Cost 14. So right now I could save 5 points if I added a D slot here, or I could save 7. You always want your shields higher than like Vitality and whatnot. I would really only put 2 or 3 in Vitality when making. I'm not going to talk about a defense build. That's going to be in a later video. I'm going to do a Nyx build video here soon for getting like level or wave 50, 70, wave 100. I think the highest we've got to in our clan's like 50, and then we stopped. We're trying to get to 100. Like the clan, please, or test clan, please ignore. I think that's the records 100 they've set. That's what we're working on. But I put Vitality in here because I could afford it, and we were doing Infested. It's the only reason. And then I would take Rush out, put Streamline in, Absorb out, put Stretch in, stuff like that. But anyways, that's not what the video is about here. So put a D slot, D polarity in. That gives you either 5 extra points or 7 extra points, and then you could either add your run mods back if you took some of your run mods out to add like Streamline or other mods that would make you better for a defense mission. Or the best build, in my opinion, for tankiness and for high level defense, so we're talking overall survival, so most damaging and survival build, because when you do most damaging, it's hard to be able to max out survival too. If you use Forma twice on your Warframe, check this out. You could do 1D here, so that's going to save you 5 or 7 points. And then you could change one of your like claw, like double dash looking polarities also to a D, and then put one of your resistance mods in. They're the new popular mod to use for like survival, tankiness, especially Rhino with his iron skin since it got nerfed. Basically, here's what they look like here. Flame repellent, you got fire resistance. If it's ranked up all the way, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 points it'll cost. So, it's 9 points. Insulation, 9 points. It's ice resistance, lightning rod, electric resistance. That's 9 points. So you would switch those in and out whether you're on Infested, Corpus, so on and so forth. So if you put one of these in, it's going to cost 9 and then 10, 11. It'll cost 11 if you don't change the polarity slot. If you have a free slot, whatever. You shouldn't if you have like the most optimal build, but if you do have the open slot, you should be fine. But if not, use two formas, and one will be your redirection, saving you 5 to 7 points, and then changing this to a D, one of your Warframe default slots, polarity slots, which is like the claw looking one. When you change that to a D, your 9 points it costs to put a fully ranked lightning rod in, let's say, will now cost 5. So having redirection all the way up cost a ton of resources. I'm not going to get into that. I know how much it costs, but basically, I know how much each level costs, but getting it up to where I got, which works really well with this build here, having Rush Streamline and having using Absorb sometimes for like maybe Corpus, but usually having it switched out with Streamline, we've got to level 50, and you know we could have gone beyond. Um, you could have redirection, 6 ranks, ranked up 6 times, which costs 10, and that works really well. You might only have enough resource to do something like this. You can do this, and it'll be cut in half. That'll give you 5 extra points, and luckily, a fully ranked resistance mod is going to cost 5 points when you have it ranked up all the way and put in your last mod slot when you change the polarity to this polarity, the D looking one. So that is my best advice, to do something like that and put 2 formas in. And that's pretty much all I could say about Forma. I think that's some of the best things you could do with it, if not the best way to use it. If you got any more questions about it I didn't answer, just leave me a comment or send me a message. And I hope this video helped you out, guys. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.